Yo, man, come on with me, man. Look, we about to catch the subway. We're gonna listen to Johnny Quantum, cause I'm telling you, he's like the Walter Cronkite of MMA sports, man. Listen what I'm telling you. Look, if we don't get to the subway, I'ma lose it. Matter of fact, look, there you go right there. Hey, yo, Johnny, yo, come on, man, let's go. We gotta get that subway, man. The doors are closing. Let's go. Welcome to the subway, 2 M's, 1 A, we only going one way, we'll ride it out the fun way, we'll reach our stop one day, but right now we talking, better pay your fare to get up in here, if not then get to walking, so many destinations, so many people waiting, conversation rules the nation, there is no time for the hating, or heavy contemplating, oh you still debating, you've been chosen, doors closing, we are now leaving the station, MMA, Subway, MMA, Subway, MMA, Subway, it's the MMA Subway.
And welcome everybody to the MMA Subway. Yes, indeed, reality radio. All right, I told you I was back, and I told you I was picking up passengers along the way. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to do a nice little, quick interview. Quick half hour or so interview. Got a young amateur fighter. He's going to be making his debut, amateur debut, that is, this weekend. So, like I told y'all before, I'm all about fighters, period. Doesn't matter if you're a big name, not a big name. You put it all on the line. So you put it on the line. I respect that. I got your back. We're going to make sure you get the notoriety and get a chance to put your brand out there. So my guest this evening is Jake McGinnis. And he, like I said, he will be making his debut in Ohio. So without further ado, because I understand the man's training, he's in the hotel, he's there, he's ready. So we're going to go ahead and bring him in. Good evening, my good man.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Hey, thanks for taking the time out. I want to thank you first and foremost. You fight, weight cuts, all of that good stuff, and you find time to do the interview, so I definitely want to thank you right off the bat.
No, thank you for having me. It's my first time doing this, and I'm excited and ready to go.
Well, I mean, amateur debut, so at that point, hopefully you get used to doing stuff like this. You get used to doing interviews and really enjoying your career. Because of course, I know your coach, so I know training is brutal.
Yeah.
So by me knowing the training is brutal, the fight should be the easy part. So the interview should also be fun. They should be easy, no muss, no fuss, as I like to say. So you're an amateur. What got you into even training for mixed martial arts?
I started boxing back when I was 20 in 2017 at a gym that it had just started in Vandalia. It's the small town I'm from. Being 20, I was young and I wasn't real consistent with it. I've always been a bigger guy. So part of it was for weight loss. The other was I've always just been driven something about it. I've always been driven to fight. I come from a long line of people that are just mentally tough, scrappy people. The Irish blood, it runs deep. So it was more so just trying to lose weight, and it just always interested me. But then last year, before quarantine and everything happened, I was wanting to get my first fight, get my first amateur MMA fight, and so I figured I was going to start with boxing. I was going to get my first amateur boxing match out of the way, and then go strictly over to MMA. And then obviously with all the shutdowns and all that, kind of put a damper on that. But I got up to about 330 pounds.
Woo!
And, I'm not a small man by any means, but I'm not terribly tall. I'm like 6 foot even. So 330 is not, that ain't healthy. And so I lost about 60 pounds last year. I got down to about 270, and then gained 30 back. And so, it kind of something has clicked. And I was like, I actually met with a pro, Luke Shawley. He fights out of Ohio as well. But he's a monster. He's, 6'3", 240 pounds pure muscle. He looks like Thor. And I met with him back in January. I kept telling him, I was like, I want to do this, and so don't take it easy on me. Beat me up, and he did. My whole torso was black. I think I might have bruised a rib, but it really showed him too. I have heart, which is something you can't teach. You can teach anybody to throw a punch. You can teach anybody to throw a kick, but you can't teach them, to be able to deal with that pain. If you get hit, are you going to cower up and give up and then just let the dude pressure you and it's done? Or are you going to fight back? And it's not something I think I was just born with, was the heart to fight. And, but so now I was 330 pounds and I'm weighing in to fight at this fight at 205.
Wow. Look,
but as of this morning, I'm about 3 pounds under. I'm like 202.
Congratulations. I mean, look, man, I'm a bigger dude, always have been a bigger guy. But I mean, to lose that much weight, doing something that was just like, it's kind of a hobby. And now all of a sudden you're like, I'm fighting and I'm going to do this. Now, your fight coming up, just to let you know, your coach is watching, just so you know, he is here. How did you meet him, by the way?
So honestly, I don't know if you're, like a religious man or anything, but to me, I feel like it was like kind of like a godsend. I was trying to get into it and I was kind of training myself. I was watching YouTube, hitting a bag, trying to basically be my own coach, which is dumb, because if you want to take this serious, the other guy across from you is going to have a coach if he has a brain, So, it was a guy. It was a grade under me in high school. I actually posted about it, and I was like, "Wow, is this place local?" Because I see this picture of this guy with GSP, Renzo Gracie, and I'm like, who is this guy? And he was like, "Yeah, it's in Vandalia." And so I showed up on a Wednesday, which just happened to be sparring day, and got thrown in right from the get go. Sparred first day in there. And I was like, man, this Cruz guy, he's a tough dude. He was like toying with me and punching me in the face, and which I appreciated. A new guy. Most people would be like, I'm just gonna take it easy on him, but no, he let me have it, and so I told him I wanted to take this serious. I wanted to be a fighter, and so I started going in there consistently, and I started asking for a fight, and he was like, "You're not ready. You're not ready." And I'm glad he told me that, because I was biting at the bit to get in there, and I'd rather do it the right way. So I've been with him about 4 months of consistent training now, though.
Okay.
The past 5 weeks was the fight camp, hard. I'd already fixed the diet. My nutrition had already been there, but we really upped the training. Wednesdays was basically Shark Tank sparring. Get in there, 5-minute rounds with a new guy each time, just laying it on me, trying to hurt me. And my hands are real good. My stand-up is definitely my strength. And we got this guy started coming in, Tyler Courtright. He's like 6'4", 245, 250 pounds.
That's a big boy.
Man. And he wrestled in high school. He was pretty good. And first time we sparred, he was able to pick me up over his head, slam me on the ground. He's a strong guy. So starting to work with him, the wrestling and the ground is really developed better. That jiu-jitsu is just something that it's a marathon. It takes a while to get stuff down.
You're at the right spot. I mean, you've got an amazing coach. He's an amazing human being.
Yes.
I've kept in contact with him literally since then to this day, and it's just, he's forgot more martial arts than most people will ever learn. Seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people wouldn't stick with it as long as he has. He truly believes, as you know, in the lifestyle because it's a lifestyle.
Yep.
And he lives that lifestyle, always has, as long as I've known him. You know, and that's key, especially when you're training a fighter, because that fighter's got to get used to, you know, the ebbs and flows of fighting. You've got to get ready and get used to getting punched in the face. I mean, they don't call that man the Tiger for no reason. You found out firsthand why they call him the Tiger. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, you're in a great spot there. So you're doing the training 4 months straight. So he gives you the okay to get a fight. So walk me through what that was like knowing that you're about to get a fight. Were you nervous? Were you anxious? Because you said you were chomping at the bit to get in there before, but now you're actually got the green light. What was that like when he told you you're good to go?
Yeah. I mean, more so to me, it was kind of like I felt more of accomplishment. You know, I came in and, you know, he's telling me you're not ready. And then to get the green light from him and you see, like you said, his experience, his level of talent and stuff, you know, he's not a bum. He knows what he's talking about. So if he's giving me a green light, he knows that I'm capable of, you know, of fighting and not just for any given reason. Like he honestly thinks that I can win. You know, it's not, and that coming from someone like that, just, you know, that really just boosts confidence even more than getting in there and consistently training and seeing yourself improve. When, you know, and it's not even him, it's everybody I work with, you know, really kind of has told me, you know, just in the past few weeks, especially, I've just really improved tremendously. And I think it's just because we're getting closer to, you know, it's go time, and it's you don't play fighting. So it's like you do or die. You got to be serious. And it just started to click. And so if anything, I mean, yeah, it's more so an anxiousness. You know, I'm not really afraid because, you know, he's another human being. He's another man. I mean, if he hits me, I can hit him harder. So it's kind of like, you know, it's more so like Anthony says, my coach, he says the unknown is really what I'm afraid of. You know, you never know what's going to happen. You could get in there and tear something, or, you know, you never know. But
well, you're going at it working with a coach who is extremely disciplined, which as soon as he said he had a fighter, I'm like, yeah, let's get him on the show. Why? Because I know what he's like. So if he's training fighters, he's training versions of himself in you. Yeah. So that means the heart's going to be there, or he just straight tell you, look, this ain't for you. Like, you might want to train, but I don't know if actually getting in a cage and fighting is for you. You know what I mean? Like, so like you said, to have that type of confidence, you know, makes sense because he's not going to put you out there if you're not ready. You tried to get out there and he said, no, not yet. We're going to wait. We're going to make sure you're ready. And here's the beautiful thing. You're starting out the right way. You're actually having amateur fights. You see what I mean? There's so many guys who just want to rush it. Oh, I just want to turn pro. Yeah. And they're not even ready. You know what I mean? And it's a different pro game than it was way back when, when, you know, you could kind of wing it because everybody was winging it. Mm-hmm. You know, now in today's game, you really need to have that solid background behind you. You know what I mean? To kind of get your legs under you. Because, again, you're about to get in the cage. There's going to be a whole lot of people. It's not a gym. There's going to be lights. It's going to be warm. Your adrenaline's going to pump a little different than it pumps during training. So for you to actually get out there and do it as an AMI is major. So I got to ask you this then. How long of a timetable do you and Anthony have for you in the amateur ranks?
That'd honestly be more on him. To me, I mean, I'd love to go pro as soon as I can, but again, it's if I'm ready to go pro, which, there's a difference between being a professional mixed martial artist in, the state of Ohio than there is in, Miami, Florida, or New York City. That's a totally different caliber of, you could probably go straight pro in Ohio here and it not be as big of a jump as if you were to go to Miami, Florida, or New York City, or anywhere on the East Coast or anywhere on the West Coast and go pro. Those guys, some of those guys have been doing this since they were small children, and they come from places that, they don't mess around. The training isn't just, some pad work and some heavy bag, and then you call it a day, and they're grueling camps from the time they're 10 years old. And so those are the guys that you got to really watch for. Because, out here in the Midwest, Ohio and Michigan, there's some fighters, but like it's starting to get a little bigger than it used to be. But when you think of MMA and you don't think of, Ohio, unless you're thinking of Stipe or something like, you don't think Ohio. Oh, that's, where all the good fighters come from. You don't think that. So,
Well, I mean, you've got what a lot of young fighters haven't developed yet, which you have the mindset and you actually have the realization of the simple fact that, like, look, I'm doing the amateur thing to go pro, but like you said, and see, that's having awareness. Pro in Ohio is not pro in Florida or pro in California. That California is its own little continent when it comes to fighting, when it comes to MMA. It really is. And as you can see, as Anthony says, I'm putting Ohio on the map. Yes, I do believe you are, and I have all the faith and confidence that you will get that done, sir. I really do, because again, he's still doing this thing, and he's doing it bigger and better than ever. When I first interviewed him, he didn't have his own gym. Now he's got the gym, training fighters like yourself, getting you ready. I mean, just training with him and being around him, being able to soak up that knowledge, that wisdom, that kind of just that awareness, that fight IQ is major because he's been there, he's done that. Yeah. So you're taking a lot of things in there with you that, a lot of amateur fighters don't really have. It's almost like, well, they just kind of get thrown to the wolves, and it's kind of like Spartans, look, you got to go out into the wilderness, and if you come back, then you can be a Spartan. But if you don't, oh well, then no worries. We're not coming to look for you. You know what I mean? So you've got the mindset and you've got the team around you, which is really, really, really good. So, that lets me know you're headed in the right direction, and you've actually bought in to what your coach is saying. A lot of fighters, they kind of sort of buy in, and you can tell, especially as amateurs, because the coach is in the corner yelling the same thing repeatedly. Like, did you not hear that in practice? You know what I'm saying? Did you not hear that in sparring? You know what I'm saying? So, and then we've got another comment here.
That's Jeremy. That's my second corner, man. That's one of my favorite training partners I got at the gym.
There you go. But see, that's what it's about. That's what it's about right there. You know what I'm saying? It's having those people around you that you trust, in an environment that you trust, and being able to showcase your true talents. You know what I mean? Just by talking to you, even for this little bit of time, I've been doing this for a while. You've got a calmness about you. Just like, all right, no problem. When I got to Hulk out, I Hulk out. It's not a problem. I can get there. No problem. I can go from 0 to 160 real quick. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, So team and family, always team and family. Always one in the same. One in the same, man. And once you got that support unit, it's all good. So of course, I don't want you to let the cat out the bag. So I don't want you to let a game plan out or whatever. But how do you envision you getting your hand raised?
So that was the thing, I was trying to talk about coming up with a game plan, and Coach Cruz is like, you never, your game plan develops once you get in there and you see how the guy's going to react to you. So that's more so, I'm a pretty lengthy guy when it comes to reach, for my height. I think my reach is like 77 inches. So it's like,
Nice.
it's more than my height. So, I think the key really be keeping distance, pumping that jab out there, see how the guy reacts. I know he's got one other fight. He's 1-0. In the other fight, he fought a guy, smaller than me, and he was losing on the feet. So we went to the grapple, and the other guy's stamina, which it's crazy. That's another thing everyone has told me. For a big guy, I got a gas tank for days. I could roll with the bantamweights and not get out of breath. And so I think that's another huge factor in if I want to drag this out in the deep water, go all 3 rounds, make him really work for it, and he's tired, and then just unload. But if I had to truly be honest with myself, if I'm feeling it and it's flowing and I'm comfortable, I don't think it'd go past the first round, if I'm being completely honest. But
Okay.
I'm not going to make any predictions on this first fight. So.
Oh no! Well, look, that's why I asked you that question. Just to kind of see, like, okay, well, of course, you always want to assume the victory. You always want to have the positive mindset that you are going to win, and you don't want any doubt at all. But it's just how that happens. You know what I'm saying? And your coach is absolutely 1,000% right. As things flow, you literally have to be able to flow with it. That's the beauty of MMA, is the fact that, like, okay, if the stand-up's not working, okay, we got to take it to the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. If I can't take them down, then I got to go to my stand-up, which is why in today's MMA, being a specialist is tough.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be well-rounded, because everybody else is training to be well-rounded. No longer do you have the Damian Mayas, who is like, even he had to develop somewhat of a stand-up game to get those takedowns. Now, mind you, once he grabbed you, there was a larger than 50% chance he was going to do something nasty to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why guys like Israel Adesanya are so rare. Because it's the fact of, like, well, you don't know my ground game because I really don't have to use it.
You never use it. Yeah.
I'll keep the fight standing. I'll keep you at range. I'll knock you out basically whenever I want to. So as a young fighter coming into your first amateur fight, being able to kind of flow, like one of my biggest idols, Bruce Lee, be water.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You've got to be able to kind of go with it. Sometimes you got to fit in a small space. Sometimes you have to expand. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you go over, around, or through. And that's the beauty of fighting. That really is like what it's really about. So, I mean, you seem to have mental tools, because the fight game is mental. And of course, the more you fight, the higher your fight IQ is going to get. And you're around a guy who's got a hell of a lot of fight IQ. Yeah. So that's going to help you great. You got a cornerman that you train with, which is nice because you actually train. So you're building that synergy, again, that family, that team, to where everything is just going to be seamless. And you're young, believe it or not, because I mean, you got to think, you got guys fighting now into their late 30s.
Yeah, Stipe is a good example. I think he may be 40. If not, he's 30.
I know he's close. I know he's getting close.
Yeah.
But again, his style of fighting fits whatever age. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of the way he fights. Now, mind you, he can wrestle. So it's not like but he's got bricks for hands. Yep. So if he puts them mitts on you, it could be bad. It could be really, really bad for you. So now, first amateur fight. Do you have any sponsors? Do you have anybody in that regard?
I don't have anyone that's on like actually, providing me with like, some funds to help with camp stuff, but I have like I've gotten like a few things that I do as an affiliate, like you get a code, and if people use my code, I can get certain percentages of whatever. But so honestly, no, really, I don't have any sponsors. Just I have there's a company because I like having my beard. So there's a beard company that I have an affiliation with. I get a code, and I get 10% or whatever of whatever someone buys.
Go ahead, take a couple minutes, shout out all your affiliates, all your affiliate links if you got them. Definitely let people know where they can not only keep their beard or whatever else affiliate code you got, but let them know how they can support you, man.
Yeah, well, the one it's called Fable Beard Company. They're out of Nashville, Tennessee. They're just a really nice company. They're unique too. They have scents that something you want to smell like coffee. You can smell like coffee. If you want to smell like a brisk fall breeze, you can. It's pretty great. I wish they made candles, and I think he's maybe looking at doing that. Another one. I haven't set up my code yet with it, but Redcon One. It's a protein supplement company. That's who I've been using most of my weight loss. And their flavors, a lot of protein powders are chalky. This stuff, it tastes like peanut butter oatmeal. It's amazing. So that's really about that. I'm working on. I know Coach has commented we're working on maybe getting some sponsors, and then there's a couple companies around me that like literally 5 minutes down this road from my house. It's like a meat supplier. It's where I get a lot of like my chicken breasts and stuff like that. I figured, give them some publicity of, especially, losing over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Eating that food, and that could bring in some stuff for them. But yeah, as an amateur fighter, just now making my debut, I felt like it was going to be kind of tough to try to get sponsors anyways, because it's not like what are you going to back up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be like, oh, I have this much experience or I have this record and stuff like that. I'm unknown at this point. But luckily, I have very supportive family. Like my wife, we got married last year, and most women would have been like, "You're crazy, you ain't doing this." And no, she thinks I'm going to be UFC champion one day. So
no, but again, that's what it's about, man. That literally is what it's about. The sponsorship thing, you're just starting out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys will start out just with their local stuff. You know what I mean? Like the barber shops and this and that, convenience stores, little mini marts that they go to. So, that's just how the game starts. And, your coach basically said you guys are working on it, and you guys will be talking with CNC management, you know what I'm saying, to see what they can do for you and help you get out there. They help a lot of fighters, between, MMA, boxing, bare knuckle. So, they're very well connected. So that definitely is a good route to go. But got about 2 minutes left. Anybody else you want to shout out? Jake, the floor is yours.
Obviously my coach, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be doing this. And I think a lot of fighters, especially as they get bigger, you kind of see their loyalty disappear. But you owe it to that person who got you there. Maybe you might have had the heart, but you didn't have the skills, or else you wouldn't have needed a coach. So, everything that I do in there is going to be, I'm the one getting in the cage. But if it weren't for my coach, if it weren't for everybody on my team working with me, Jeremy, Tyler, Keegan, all these guys I've been working with at the gym. If it weren't for them, none of it would be possible. My coach was talking. A lot of people, especially in Ohio, they don't spar as amateurs, which baffled me because I don't see how you can even have the guts to get in a cage with a dude who's about to hit you if you've never been hit.
Facts.
But I guess to each their own. But I ain't doing that. If I'm not going to get in there with basically nothing on my hands. It's only a 4-ounce foam pad.
That's it.
So, and it shows. I mean, the sparring, I can take a punch, so I'm not worried about that. But like I said, my family, my wife, my mom, everybody who's supportive. I have friends in Ireland and stuff that are buying this fight. People over in the UK buying this fight. So it's crazy to see that support come out, and it really helps breed the confidence even more that I'm doing this and people aren't second guessing me or doubting it. And the life change that it has brought me. I'm down like 130 pounds, the healthiest I've ever been, and I tell people, it's just the beginning. This is just phase one of a long journey in life. And I know it's just my first amateur fight, but this is what I told my coach, and I've told my mom, I've told my wife, I've told everybody, like, this is what I want to do with my life. And maybe one day help kids that were in I grew up without a dad. My dad passed away when I was 3. So getting in the gym and stuff, it's kind of like, even though he's a coach, he's kind of like a father figure to me. He guides me, and he's instilled stuff into me that a father would. And so that's another thing, helping kids that were bullied for being overweight, maybe starting like a clinic where you can teach kids how to make healthier choices and stick up for yourself, and just stuff like that, stuff that I didn't have that I wish I would have had, and guidance like that, to help people. And my goal, even though this is just my first amateur fight, my goal is definitely to be in the UFC someday. If not Bellator, a high level organization. That's definitely my goal. And there might be some people that look at that and they say that ain't gonna happen, but they told the same thing to Conor McGregor when he was living on welfare, that he wasn't gonna do it. Now
what they say. You know what they say? If you don't have any haters, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. And I love everybody, so if you doubt me, it's all good, but don't come running when I have it all and you want to be buddy. So
hey, look, man, it's crazy. I mean, people got to realize, like, you can't really step on anybody or anybody's dreams because you don't walk in their shoes, and that's why I do what I do for fighters like yourself, because basically you need to be put out there. Your story needs to be put out there. You got to build it somewhere. You got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to have a platform to not only interview the big names, but also interview the debuting amateur like yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can get used to being in front of the camera. You can get used to giving interviews. Because from the way it sounds, to be honest with you, you got the mindset. Basically, I know for a fact you've got the coaching. That's there. So you've got the drive. I look forward to having you back on the show talking about your next fight. And you've always got a home here, man. You will always have a space on the MMA subway to come ride the subway anytime, brother. You got something going on. Like you said, when especially you start doing your thing and you start helping out these kids, man, you want to come talk about it? Come on back, man. Come on back. I will be here riding the subway, and I got no problem stopping at the subway station in Ohio, making it happen, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I want to thank you for taking the time. It's your big day tomorrow. So that's why I didn't want to keep you too long. Let you relax, kind of get into your moment, just chill, enjoy. Look, enjoy this.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Yes, it's a serious moment. Yes, it's about to go down. Jake, enjoy it. It was a blast. I can't wait to have you back. Let's talk about your fight. Yes, I will be watching your fight because I watch the fights. I watch people that I interview because I want to know. I want to follow your career. You definitely are someone who's got it up here. You see what I'm saying? You got it up there, and I want to watch. I want to watch your development. I really do, because I know what kind of team you're working with, and I know they'll get you there as long as you want to get there.
Yeah.
And sounds like you want to get there. So, again, man, thanks. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man. I cannot wait. Oh, let everybody know what time the card starts tomorrow so they know to tune in. And where can we get that pay-per-view?
So the card starts at 7 p.m. And as of right now, I believe I am the 5th fight of the night. You can go to Ohio Combat League. It's their website, and there'll be a link to buy the pay-per-view. And then if you do that, you just select my name to help me out, and that's it. You go. I can either send you a link, so you could post it if you want, or just like I said, Ohio Combat League. That's all it is.
Excellent. Man, look, I'm excited. I know you're excited. Both your coaches are excited because they're pumped up. I can't wait to have you back on. I believe in preparation. Luck, that's the lotto. You know what I'm saying? Fighting is not the lotto when we sure as hell ain't playing hand grenades and horseshoes. So you get out there, handle your business tomorrow night, man. I'll be watching. The world will be watching. Thanks for riding the subway, my good man. I will talk soon. All right, everybody. Look, man, that was Jake McGinnis. And as you can tell, he's got the right mindset. He knows what he wants to do. He's got a big dream. He's got the people around him to make that dream come true because they truly support him. His coach brought up a very good point. Family. You have to have that family feel. Without that family feel, you're not fully buying in. And if you're not all in, if all the chips on the table are not all in, that's going to be a short career. That's going to be a real short career. So I don't see that happening. He's got a great team around him that is a good, positive young man. And I cannot wait to watch him blossom in the cage, but more so outside of the cage because he wants to do some things to give back. And he's already thinking about being a philanthropist. That in itself speaks volumes for him and his character. So, look, man, thank you. Thank you, Anthony. You know what I'm saying? For doing what you do, for sticking around the game. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're an angel, man. You give back. You're still giving back, man. Look, again, I got to get you back on the subway. We got to get you down to the subway station and pick you up, buddy. We got to do this again because it's been too long. It has been way too long. So we'll definitely set that up for sure. But all right, everybody, it's a blessing to be back with y'all. You know, I've been away for some time. You know, the game has changed. Technology has finally caught up to my vision. So now we're here. The MMA Subway, reality radio, baby. There you go. Tiger Thunder MMA, the fam. Jeremy, I couldn't have said it better, baby. I couldn't have said it better. I look forward to seeing, you, Jeremy, of course, seeing Jake, and of course, seeing my old buddy, Anthony, tomorrow night at the pay-per-view. So definitely everybody buy that pay-per-view. Support Jake McGinnis. He's got a great career. You know, he's just starting. But he talks like he's been around because he's around people who have been around. Tony, I'm going to hold you to it because you know I will. All right, y'all. You know how we do it, this portion of the show, baby. It's time to rock and roll, and it's time to ride. But, again, I want to thank everybody for riding the MMA Subway with us today. Me and Jake, we just kind of doing our thing, having a conversation, baby. Because you know what I say, conversation rules the nation, right? No time for debating and no time for the hating. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it goes. But, all right, y'all, I'm going to take us out with the outro. And you know how I get down on the way out. Hey.
Yo, man, come on with me, man. Look, we about to catch the subway. We're gonna listen to Johnny Quantum, because I'm telling you, he's like the Walter Cronkite of MMA sports, man. Listen what I'm telling you. Look, if we don't get to the subway, I'ma lose it. Matter of fact, look, there you go right there. Hey, yo, Johnny! Johnny, yo, come on, man, let's go. We gotta get that subway, man. The doors are closing. Let's go. Welcome to the subway, 2 M's, 1 A. We only going one way. We'll ride it out the fun way. We'll reach our stop one day, but right now we talking. Better pay your fare to get up in here. If not, then get to walking. So many destinations, so many people waiting. Conversation rules the nation. There is no time for the hating or heavy contemplating. Oh, you still debating? You've been chosen. Doors closing. We are now leaving the station. MMA. Subway, MMA, Subway, MMA, Subway, it's the